A man was hunting in the mountains when he suddenly realized something was off about how quiet it had gotten. Before he could even react, an arrow came flying at him out of nowhere. After seeing no movement around him, he quickly threw off his bright red jacket. He ducked behind a large tree for cover. Just when he thought he'd dodged a bullet, another arrow suddenly pierced his shoulder. Realizing someone was trying to kill him, Mike quickly snapped off the arrow shaft. Without a second thought, he started running in the opposite direction, following the basic rule of getting away from danger. He finally made it back to his car, shaken but alive. But when he tried to start the engine and get the hell out of there, the car wouldn't turn over no matter what he did. With no other choice, Mike had to escape on foot. As he was making his way through the woods, he suddenly spotted a pickup truck up ahead. Realizing this truck probably belonged to the mysterious person hunting him, Mike quickly pulled out his keys. He scratched a small mark on the paint so he could identify it later. Right after that, Mike hurried back to his cabin in the woods. Without wasting time, he pulled the arrow out of his body. With practiced hands, he disinfected the wound. Finally, gritting his teeth, he stitched up the wound with needle and thread. The reason he was so good at treating wounds was because he'd been living alone in these woods for 5 years. 5 years ago, his daughter had vanished in this forest. He'd even set up countless surveillance cameras throughout the woods. He hoped to find any clue about his missing daughter. But when he finished treating his wound and checked the surveillance footage, he suddenly saw a mysterious person in a ghillie suit. The person was chasing a young girl who was running for her life through the forest. Mike figured this mysterious person had to be connected to his daughter's disappearance, so he quickly geared up. He headed back into the forest. He wanted to save that girl in danger, but he'd underestimated how skilled the mysterious person was. Mike had barely stepped into the deep woods. He just accidentally stepped on a twig. The mysterious person had already spotted him. Lucky for Mike, his reflexes were quick. That's the only reason the arrow didn't hit him. After figuring out where the attacker was shooting from, Mike quickly threw a can of red paint into the air. Then he shot it, making it explode. Seeing the red paint splatter all over him, the mysterious person didn't stick around to fight. He took off running in a hurry. Mike wanted to press his advantage, but the distance was too great. He didn't land a single shot on the guy. Just as a disappointed Mike went to wash his face by a stream, he suddenly noticed something white on the riverbank. When he got closer, he realized it was the young girl from the surveillance footage who'd been chased. Seeing that the girl was still breathing, Mike didn't hesitate to pick her up. He planned to take her home and treat her injuries. Soon enough, night fell. Since Mike's car was still far away and he was worried the mysterious person might attack under cover of darkness, Mike had no choice but to take the girl to one of his trap sites. He planned to hide out in this trap for the night, but the second he turned around, the girl behind him had vanished into thin air. Just as Mike was looking everywhere for the girl, she suddenly attacked him. Turns out the girl thought Mike was the bad guy who'd been hunting her. Thankfully, after Mike carefully explained everything, the girl finally relaxed. She followed Mike into the pit trap to hide. First thing the next morning, Mike set out with the girl, but because of the long distance, they didn't make it back to Mike's cabin until nighttime. He thought they'd be safe once they got home, but before they could even catch their breath, the guard dog outside started barking like crazy. Before Mike could react, the mysterious person suddenly burst in. Just like that, Mike and the mysterious person were locked in a fight. Luckily, Mike managed to grab a bottle. That's how he broke free from the chokehold. But since Mike was already injured from the arrow wound, he was no match for the mysterious person. Just when it looked like Mike was done for, the young girl showed up with a hunting rifle. But she was so nervous that her shots completely missed the mysterious person. Seeing the mysterious person coming at her, the girl panicked. She just threw the gun at him. Now that the girl had no weapon, the mysterious person walked toward her with an arrow. After seeing the girl collapse on the ground motionless, the mysterious person turned to go back and finish off Mike. But just then, they heard a car engine roaring outside. Turns out a female patrol officer had heard the gunshots, so she'd come to check it out. When the officer walked in, she immediately saw the girl lying on the ground. Before she could react, Mike suddenly rushed out holding a gun.